Hey everybody, it's Paige with The Paige Show. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Real Talk, Real Life with a flair of spirit and a side of humor. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all those great social media connections, and thepageshow.com, where you'll find information about what we're doing and what's coming next. Hey everybody, it's a hat day. Tell me you know what a hat day is. That's right, when you wake up in a rush to get your kids to school, there's no time for any of that hot mess of a hair and you just put it on. Where's my Colorado people? I love you guys. I miss you. I'm sporting my hat. Makes me feel homesick. For those of you who have been following my story, who have been with me on this journey, I am currently in a place in life where I'm sure we all are, where we're just listening to spirit because we need to know whatever we can get at this point. We can pray and we can meditate and then we can act on what we hear. And so I'm on a journey where I'm kind of cross country here or there, and we're discovering where we're supposed to be in this life, you know, physically and spiritually, and it all shifted with this crazy year that wasn't too far behind us, and that's where we're at today. So I'm driving down the road from dropping my 3-year-old off at a preschool at a Lutheran church, which is hilarious for this tattooed up mom who believes in Jesus. You've seen my intro video, but I also believe in spirit and I can cuss a little before I pray. So I have to drop him off and he's screaming. About the time I get in the car, my phone just starts to play music automatically through my Bluetooth, and it's a praise and worship song, which is another thing. If you guys know me, I love me some T.I. You know, I'm raised in that generation. We love some Tupac and T.I. Let's get real, people. That's what this is about, right? And so I'm thinking, what mood am I in? Is it a T.I. mood or is it a Jesus mood? So they picked for me. It was a Jesus mood. Well, immediately I get in the zone of this and I'm thinking about nothing except what's in front of me, right? And all of a sudden I'm stopped turning left, waiting to turn left because, you know, traffic is beautiful these days. And I'm waiting and waiting, and it came to me to look in my rear view. You know, you're always looking ahead, and there's this story that we tell ourselves that we aren't supposed to look behind us because we're not going that way. Have you guys seen that on Facebook? All the sayings, don't look behind you because you're not going that way. That's true, we're not going that way, but we did go through that way. Looking behind you tells you where you went through, what you went through. That creates the story of who you are. Now, you're probably thinking she's on a tangent. Girlfriend's telling us about T.I. and now we're talking about life. Well, it's all coming together because I got in the zone with the praise and worship music, and I'm waiting to turn left, and something just jolts me to look in my rear view, and a car is not even attempting to stop. Okay, let me tell you a little backstory to this. I'm driving a friend's car because my 2 cars, who are, and I call them who because I name my cars, they are cars that shouldn't be in the shop, but they've chosen to be. And so I'm in the 3rd car in a month that I'm borrowing, waiting for my cars to get out of the shop. And I'm thinking, this car isn't stopping. And oh my God, if I wreck or break another car, I'm not gonna be allowed to drive. So I have to miss my turn and speed up so that the person behind me who was texting doesn't hit me in the back. I'm smiling about it now, but I wasn't before. This is where we get real, where you're dropping cuss words in the middle of a praise and worship song because some idiot behind you thinks it's smart to be texting and driving. When it's, what, 7:30 in the morning and none of us have had our coffee and we're not ready for any of that, right? So I speed up. He still doesn't slow down, doesn't even notice that I prevented the wreck. But my whole point on this crazy tangent, stay with me people, is that had I not looked in the rear view, I just would have gotten crushed by this guy. The problem with not looking in our rear view is that we can get blindsided. Oh my God. See, I'm not even gonna cut this. You're just gonna go with it. But we can get blindsided if we don't ever look at where we came from. Are you following me? So I looked in the rear view. Now, Facebook tells us not to do that, right? Because that's not where we're going. It's not where we're going. But see, there's other people behind us on the journey, and they may not know where they're going. They may not be paying attention, and you have to look behind you. You have to see where you came from, what's behind you, for you to understand what you need to do next. Where are you going? I thought I was turning left, but I clearly wasn't. I had to keep going straight. Because if I wouldn't have gone straight, the person who didn't know what was happening behind me would have taken me out, right? And so we can equate that person to a lot of things in life, but basically what I'm getting at here is, where have you been in life where you wish you would have looked back just for a second to realize that you could have changed the course of things? That you could have paid attention and just one little action could have swayed the differences. That moment where you're in tune and you think you know what you're doing, only to discover that you're snapped out of it by somebody else's decision that then guides your path to do something different. Are you with me, people? It might have just been a left turn this morning before I had my coffee and way before I got into my TI, but you know what? I had to look back, and I'm glad I did. So don't ever regret looking back. We're not staying there because I had to go forward, right? I had to press the gas and go forward, but I recognize the importance of looking back. So if there's something you're struggling with today, just take a glance in the past. See what's familiar. See what course you could have taken a little different, and do that one thing today. Press that gas pedal and get going. I'm here for you. I hear you. I see you. Let's do this. So that's it for today. But until we meet again, remember, I see you, I hear you, I feel you, and let's keep loving, laughing, and lighting up this world one badass person at a time.